Hey, welcome World Entertainment, and we have a massive update regarding Henry Cavill and Amazon's Warhammer 40k series. You remember, that was announced. It is still happening because they've just hired Mike Flanagan to pretty much oversee this thing. Apparently he's coming on as somewhat of a showrunner. I think he'd be a co-showrunner with Cavill, to be honest with you. A producer, a writer, and a director, and he is the one that is now outlining the series. So, look, I know a lot of people think this thing was dead in the water and stuff like this. A lot of reports were coming out saying there was no stories developed and it hadn't moved forward, which was BS because it had. Cavill had sat down many times to outline the direction he wants it to go in and stuff. But we'll take a look at this because this is the biggest update we've gotten in a good long while. Now, it's obvious because they were still trying to actually lock in the full deal between Amazon and Games Workshop. We know there was the issue with apparently it was Amazon who was forcing in the female custodies and all this type of garbage. So they're probably still trying to work that stuff out. And Cavill, of course, was doing other things anyway. So it's clear that it's not going to be a small project, and that's the thing about this. And they've always said that this thing is going to be a juggernaut, and it really was coming down to figuring out how exactly to get it done. So it's saying here, fans have spent months asking the same question about Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k series. Is this thing ever even still happening? And on Tuesday, the answer arrived straight from the source, and it's a big one. Mike Flanagan is on board. So that is quite important that you're getting someone like this. But it's not just his name being attached to it that's important, it's what they confirm here. So the confirmation comes from Games Workshop's own annual report, where CEO Kevin Roundtree revealed that Amazon has brought Flanagan into developing Warhammer 40k's universe. That sounds kind of like, well, they're just bringing them in, so how's that important to confirm this show's moving forward? This part. Per the report, Flanagan has already completed initial story outlines and moves to script next. There you go. What that means right there, and that's important, is that he has come in, he's probably spoken with Cavill. Cavill's told him this is what we need to do, and he's put in the initial outline of the story. So the whole kind of framework for what this show could be is now in place, and now he's moving to the position of, now we can write the script. We know what the story is, we know what the direction is, we know who it's going to involve and stuff, so now we're going to move to the script stage. That's incredibly important. So Roundtree also confirmed that Cavill and Vertigo Entertainment remain involved, as they have been all along, with United Arts now part of the mix as well. Again, also very important. You now have another financier coming on board to help with the budget for this thing, because it's going to be massive what they would have to do with this. So the trades quickly followed with more details. Deadline reports Flanagan is in talks to executive produce the Cavill-led series and is also engaging as showrunner, writer, and director. So again, that part is incredibly important as well, because it means they're not just bringing him in to kind of, fluff up a script idea, will you? They're looking to have him be basically the main guy. Now again, I think he would be a co-showrunner with Cavill. I think Cavill will have a lot of control, as he should, because he's the fan of this thing. He knows this thing from, the ground up. So you definitely want his input and to listen to him. So the Wrap reports the same, noting Warhammer would be Flanagan's second series under the exclusive overall deal he signed with Amazon MGM Studios back in March. His first, the Kerry adaptation, hits Prime Video on October 7th. I think that's a series as well, which that's really strange to do a series based on Kerry. So, anyone who doesn't know Kerry, it's like the high school girl who becomes possessed. And if you've ever seen prom scenes and scenes where they do like a girl freaking out in the blood everywhere at prom, that's Kerry. So Flanagan is the filmmaker behind The Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass and Doctor Sleep, and he is currently everywhere in Hollywood. He wrote the Clayface movie Warner Brothers releases this Halloween and is writing and directing The Exorcist Martius, however you pronounce that, for Universal and Blumhouse. How much of Flanagan's script and story for Clayface is still there is to be determined. He wrote Clayface, he was meant to direct Clayface, and all of a sudden, he wasn't available to do Clayface. And then we were told, oh, they're rewriting his script, so how much of his story's actually there, God knows. Probably next to nothing. So Cavill announced the Amazon partnership in December 2022. The same month, James Gunn confirmed he was out as Superman, and the Man of Steel 2 he was developing with Christopher McQuarrie, what got scrapped. So, it's Warhammer initially became the passion project Cavill pivoted to, and he has never been shy about the fandom, signing a fan's Warhammer helmet while filming Highlander in Poland. And then it's saying about the science and blah blah blah. Obviously, the movie or series is still very much moving forward. Massive news on two fronts here. One, that Flanagan, not just is he on board, but that he has outlined the story and is now moving to the script phase of it. That is massive. That, make no bones about that. That is massive. As is the fact that United Arts has also boarded this thing. So now it's not just under the Amazon umbrella and the Games Workshop umbrella, because that's where the concern was for what this show has to be and how it has to have this massive scope and look and stuff. How do you actually finance? Amazon can finance it. Like they can piss away the money and it wouldn't make a dent in them. But now that United Arts has said, we want in, we'll finance this with you, that's also massive news, because it shows pretty much a lot of confidence in this. So for everyone saying this show's not happening, it's never going to happen because they don't even have story outlines and stuff, which they always did, because Cavill had always spoken about what the pitch was to get this thing even off the ground. There was always story details there. But now that Mike Flanagan is on board, has the actual outline of the stories fully done, and is moving the script, and United Arts on board, yep, it's only a matter of time. And it's not going to film anytime soon. Obviously, Cavill's still doing Highlander. He's a couple of other things, I believe, lined up, but they're only writing the scripts now, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's not until sometime late next year that they actually manage to get into production for this thing. But it seems to officially be good news for Warhammer 40k at Amazon with Henry Cavill. So let me know what you guys think. Does this get you pumped? Does this get you more excited? And what do you think about the idea that Mike Flanagan is coming on board to work on this thing as well? Let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.